Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Inside Session. We have a pretty cool episode here for you. We brought our friends from Semtech, great friends, Sierra Days, now the Semtech Days, to talk about one of the brand new devices that's coming out around 5G RedCap. We will talk about some product later on in the episode, but to start things off, my name's Cody Carlson. I'm one of the directors of marketing here at GetWireless. To do some introductions, we have some great thought leaders in the booth because I'm not going to say that I'm one of these experts around technology today, but hopefully I can facilitate a good conversation between these two. To my right, I've got Anthony Bessett, not Bessett, it's Bessett.
Correct.
I do that every time I talk to you too. But you're the VP of Sales for OEM Solutions here at GetWireless. Yeah,
I am. Yeah, Vice President of OEM Solutions here at GetWireless. So.
What does that look like?
Yeah, so my role at GetWireless is really to kind of oversee the relationships with the OEMs and where we can bring new product, existing product, and really find the solution for OEMs that they're looking for, right? Because a lot of OEMs are looking for new designs, old designs that they're trying to retrofit, et cetera. So really having the ability to look at all the new products that are coming out or emerging in the industry, and being able to guide our OEMs to the right solution to make them successful.
Right. Well, and I guess that's why we have the man of the hour or half hour here. Hopefully this is half hour. We want to keep it brief for those of you that are tuning in. But we have Bob Lai from Semtech. Bob, could you give us a little bit of context to who you are, what you do?
Yeah, Bob Lai. My official title is Director LT Modules and 5G RedCap Modules. I've been with Semtech / GetWireless coming up to 20 years. Started off as engineer and then kind of jumped around. Now I'm overseeing our products. Very excited to be here and looking forward to chatting more.
Yeah, we're excited to have you as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is exciting.
It's good to have friends in town in Minnesota. Luckily, it's a nice day today.
Yeah, it's not in the middle of winter, so that's
right.
Good.
Yeah, not just friends, like long-term friends between Sierra Wireless and Semtech.
Right.
And, the history of GetWireless and everything that we've done, as two companies over the last, gosh, what is it, 20 years almost?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really awesome.
So we're going to be talking about this 5G RedCap device a little bit later, but I wanted to first kind of set the stage, if that's cool. Talking about some context around the technology as well as some deployment challenges. Then we can get into some granular talk about the actual physical product. But does that sound like a good plan for today?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So I guess to start, 5G RedCap, what is it? Where does it fit into the market right now? Why is it important?
Yeah, so 3GPP introduced 5G NR, that stands for 5G New Radio, back in 3GPP release 15. That was, 5-6 years ago, maybe, something like that. And then 5G, it stands for 5G NR. It's enhanced mobile broadband, right? So super fast, we're talking about like 1 gigabit per second and higher, millimeter wave, etc. It's very complicated to design, integrate, and to launch. It costs a lot of money. And quite frankly, not everybody needs that kind of speed, right? If you look at a lot of IoT devices today, they're on LT Cat 4, Cat 6, so around 200 megabit per second downlink. So they don't need the speed, they want it cheap. So 3GPP introduced this thing called RedCap, stands for Reduced Capability in Release 17. The idea is to reduce the capability, so it's only 2 antennas, no carrier aggregation, no dual connectivity, simpler, cheaper, about the same speed as LT Cat 4, Cat 6, and that's where we're at today. Now, why is it important? Because if you look at North America, AT&T is slowly cutting off LTE. Like last year, they said they are not going to certify any more new LTE modules. This year, they're stopping certifying new LTE devices. So eventually, LTE is going to sunset. It's not anytime soon, but once LTE goes away, 5G RedCap is there to replace it. So that's why it's important.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things about kind of 5G RedCap that are differentiators. You said a couple things there, Bob, that are pretty important. You talked about like the cost of full 5G, high data throughput modules, modems, right, and 5G RedCap, and I think you said specifically the 5G RedCap has 2 antennas, right, compared to the 4 antennas. So we're not only just looking at the complexities of the certification costs, but probably even getting into do we have enough room for physical deployments for customers, right? That are constrained for IoT devices that need that room for the antennas, right? And all those other things that are associated with that. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And really it's about antenna size, also power consumption. A lot of IoT devices are battery power or even restricted in terms of power size, you mentioned, Anthony. All those things come into play. So 5G RedCap is quite exciting in that sense.
Mm-hmm. So as we look at 5G RedCap, it's replacing kind of what technologies then?
I would say today you're like LTE Cat4, Cat6, so your mid to low end routers, devices, IoT devices, right? Wearables as well. It's basically devices that don't need super fast speed. They just need that connectivity, right? And being able to get on the network, send data here and there kind of thing. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. And also then too, when we kind of look at the 5G RedCap, I think it brings some real advantages as far as even other bands that are unique to 5G RedCap, right? That are going to kind of give customers the reliability in the industry that they need, right? Or potentially grid, connectivity, being able to integrate at band 106.
Yes.
Right, for Anterix.
Yep.
And then we got band 25 for TSAT, right?
Yeah.
Direct to satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty exciting too from the 5G RedCap because it's almost like a new wave, isn't it?
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're seeing a lot of OEMs out there, a lot of customers that are really engaged and intrigued about that and how it's going to expand the capabilities for them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree too. I think it's pretty exciting to kind of watch, what's going on out there in the industry. I know that that we're all seeing a lot of excitement around 5G RedCap and the different places it's going to go and really how it's going to benefit the customers, right? Because like you mentioned, they're sunsetting all these things. They're getting rid of LTE, right? Yeah. LTEA as well, right? Long term. So this is the wave of the future, right? Yeah.
It really allows, OEMs to future-proof their devices.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of happening now.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of crazy to think about it, but it is. I mean, we're going to see spectrum starting to get turned off. It's going to be, bandwidth is going to be minimized for existing customers.
Yeah.
Right. And so 5G RedCap is going to be the path forward for most customers.
For sure.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Even the full portfolio that Semtech has now having 5G RedCap from modules to routers, right? What are some of these deployment challenges that customers are potentially having that Semtech's portfolio is kind of helping towards?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with 5G RedCap is 5G standalone networks availability, right? So with 5G RedCap, you do need to get on 5G standalone networks. By standalone, I mean, go back a little bit. So when 5G first rolled out, a lot of the carriers like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they just piggyback the existing LTE infrastructure. That's called 5G non-standalone. 5G standalone means they have to set up 5G core and then 5G networks. So that takes time and money. So that's rolling out here. I think in the US, it's pretty good coverage overall, right? And then for RedCap, carriers need to do some network testing and software update to enable RedCap. So that's a challenge, right? Coverage here in the US is pretty good. Where I'm from, Canada, we don't have 5G RedCap yet, right? Probably later this year, maybe early next year if they get to it. So it's important to know that even though it's 5G RedCap, maybe outside of North America, you might be fallback to LT, which is fine because LT's coverage is great. So again, it's about that future-proofing aspect to really be able to use 5G RedCap maybe in North America, but outside North America, you can use LT still.
Yeah, I think you said something pretty important there too, Bob. Specifically that it isn't just 5G, it is backward compatible.
Yeah.
So it'll work on the existing network. So customers can basically integrate it today.
Yeah.
Right. And they can go to market right now. If there's not 5G, it's okay. Right. Because they're going to be protected in the future.
Yeah. And I think that's what happens to a lot of our OEM is if they're launching a new product, say next year or 2 years from now, and they're already thinking designing, if they launch an LTE device, they'll have to redesign it, spend all that money and time and effort, probably 3 years, 2 or 3 years after they launch the device, right? So they're like, well, why don't we just integrate a 5G RedCap module into our device so we don't have to do that, have that headache, later down the road. So that's what
integrate it, deploy it globally.
Yep.
It meets all of the specs everywhere. I mean, it's kind of like a universal device, almost a module at this point, right? I mean, or modem or router, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty exciting to know that it fits all of the existing infrastructure, but it's really the path forward for these OEMs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And with the reduced capabilities, it allows the IoT industry with the OEMs to really find that path. Yeah.
So moving on to talk about some product, we've talked a little bit of the industry context. Thanks for giving some of that and teaching me along the way, as well as some challenges that OEMs are facing. This device, FX86E, this is the new device from Semtech that is, you guys have just come out with recently, or when was it released? Or
it was announced at MWC. Well, actually, no, not MWC, Embedded World in March. Earlier, actually, I have a device here, right?
Sure.
So
You're hiding under the table.
Hiding under the table here. We did launch our EM8695, which is a 5G RedCap module. So this device takes it a step further, right? So we took the EM8695, embedded inside this metal casing, and came out with the FX86E. It's a ruggedized modem. And basically you power it on, it has Ethernet and USB, and it'll automatically connect to the network, and off you go. So it's pretty cool. It's basically auto connects and is ruggedized, so you could put it in a very harsh environment. And what the nice thing about this is pre-certified, so we're going to certify this with carriers like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Terex, as you mentioned. And then once carriers outside North America are ready to certify RedCap, we'll certify those. So you could deploy and you're ready to go. So for OEMs that are, maybe their volume isn't huge. Maybe they're only doing, a few hundreds of devices, right? Limited numbers. The beauty of this is they could just, connect to their device and they get connectivity instead of having to integrate into their devices, spend that integration time, integration effort, certification cost, and so on, right? You just buy this and, plug it and off you go. So that's the beauty of this.
No, that's Bob, first off, thank you for bringing the device. That's really amazing. I've been excited to see it, and it's wonderful to see it in person today. So that's really exciting. When we talk about kind of some of those certification costs, it is higher with 5G, right? Due to all of the different bands, right? So OEMs get that benefit with a device like this, that they can actually take advantage of the certifications because it is fully certified.
Yeah.
So they can integrate it immediately and get to market right away. Right? I mean, like they're going to be at market immediately.
Yeah, and this is ruggedized, right? So you can imagine like industrial customers, they could just put this in a very harsh environment. They don't have to think about mechanical design on their devices. They just plug it in, right? So
I think it's got mil standard, probably spec for shock and vibe. I mean, we're talking C1D2 eventually on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's unique in the industry.
Mm-hmm,
And
for sure.
Look at the form factor. I mean, it's tiny.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. So it's not obviously not as capable compared to our AirLink routers. That's a different. This kind of fits kind of below that, right? So a little bit different. It's not a router. It's a modem.
Exactly, and it kind of fits in between both the module and the router series, right? Because the router series brings a whole bunch of other capabilities. The module, the OEM has to integrate. They have to take it through certifications. They might get delayed because of the certification issues they're going to run into.
Yeah.
Right. And this is that kind of gives them just that beautiful, hey, get to market now, protect your investments. You're future proofed. You're backwards proofed. I mean, it's really a universal device, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And again, this has Ethernet connection and USB, so it gives you two different ways to connect the FX86E to the OEM device. So
yeah, pretty cool. Exciting.
Yeah,
really exciting.
You mentioned about like smaller deployments and OEM customers that have smaller deployments or kind of just getting off the ground or getting up and running. This is a good fit for because it's plug and play, no certification and whatnot. But I'm also just kind of thinking, it's also a solution, right? Like I guess is it a stepping stone? Is it both a stepping stone as of like, hey, utilizing this modem now, and then as you progress and get a larger scale of operation for the OEM customers, right? Are they moving to something else, or is this kind of both a solution and a stepping stone?
I think it's both, right? Some devices just not possible to integrate into a modem into it. Mm-hmm. So this is the solution, but this could also be a stepping stone if you want to just connect to the cellular network and you're not sure if that's the right solution. This could be a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as a solution, a lot of OEMs are probably concerned with overall cost of ownership, right? And so I think that's probably a pretty interesting spot to kind of pinpoint on this device specifically, and customers will be able to reach out to GetWireless in the future and find out what that price point is.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to be pretty intriguing to them.
Yes, I believe so.
Absolutely, because that's really, I think, one of those solution specific devices, because it meets that solution that maybe why would an OEM not even do their own design when they can get to market with a product like this?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they are going to do their own design because they're going to come out with 50,000 units, right? Mm. And they maybe that's where they can go module down, because at that point it kind of justifies the certification time, energy, efforts. And a lot of times, how long does it take to get a device like a 5G RedCap module through certifications, through a design into market, Bob? Yeah,
like the design to certification cycle. I mean, we have OEMs. Typically takes at least a year. Some have taken, I've seen in the past, like 2 years or more, depending on how experienced you are in such, right? So
then this cuts down.
Yeah, you just buy this
tomorrow.
Plug it in. Yeah. Once this launch, you just literally buy it from GetWireless and get it shipped, and off you go. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and you guys have been putting that time, effort, and energy into developing this for a year plus.
Yes. Yeah.
So that same journey in OEM's on, you guys have already done. You've simplified it. You've brought it to market, and you've given them, and you've wrapped it in a beautiful package, and you've made it perfect for them to integrate through all of the things you already mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I mean, if I was an OEM and we deal with them every day, I'd be excited for this device.
Yeah, good to hear.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anthony, just to bring it over to you, we're kind of nearing the end of the conversation today, but just to, what are kind of next steps for OEMs and engineers that are listening today? What does the path forward look like from GetWireless's point of view? We'll bring it to you too after this, Bob.
Yeah, no, great question, Cody. I think that as we've kind of watched the industry move through the different technologies historically, through routers, through embedded modems, modules, they've struggled with 5G. They've struggled to understand it a little bit. They've wondered why they need it. And so But I think the time is now for OEMs to really jump on it, right? Because if they're doing their own design and they're looking at an LTE device, an LTE device that isn't 5G ready, they're going to be there again in the same situation in a very short time. So, OEMs need to pay attention now. They need to jump on it. They need to realize the advantages, and they need to start looking at those designs. And honestly, for a device like this in the IoT industry for OEMs, it fits a niche that is unique, and it solves a ton of problems for them. So having all of the capabilities that Bob talked about, from the ruggedness to the communication to the device and all those different things, it really wraps everything up into a perfect package for these customers and really for the OEMs, right, to integrate. And so I think from the GetWireless side, we're extremely excited to bring a product like this to market, to bring it to the OEMs, to show them how they can integrate it in their devices and get to market today with a 5G RedCap.
Yeah, versus 2 years from now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And that's huge because, like Bob mentioned, he's seen 2 years before with customers. Bob, I've got some customers that are on year 3 and 4, right?
Yeah,
because
that's not a surprise, though.
Exactly. I mean, it's there's a lot of intricacies to these kinds of designs, and so, and why should an OEM struggle when they don't have to? Because we've got it today, and it's ready.
Yep.
So, Bob, same question to you. Talking about the path forward, Anthony's speaking from the GetWireless perspective here, but from Semtech side, what's your advice or talking points for the path forward for OEMs?
Yeah, so this is going to be officially launched later this year. Okay. We call it BitPipe, right? So it's just you plug in and connects automatically. We are looking at a programmable version of it next year. So even more capability, customers could actually write their own applications and run things off it. So a little bit more richer feature. And then the programmable version will have an I/O expansion slot you could put in. So you could put like a Bluetooth card, other cards in there, Wi-Fi, and so on. So really expanding the functionality of the modem. So yeah, that's coming later next year. Right. So very exciting. We have on our side, we have like a vision of this kind of modems moving forward. So yeah.
So you guys have it all, Bob. You've got the module right now for an OEM. You've got the modem, which is a BitPipe today. And in the future, you've got the programmable version as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks like we have the path forward for OEMs. Whatever they're looking for, it's available at Semtech.
Yep. And then the higher end, we got the routers. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we didn't speak about the routers much today, but obviously, the whole story from modules to routers. Well, Bob, I mean, we could probably talk for a bit more. I'm sure Anthony has some more questions. Anything more that you have questions on at all?
I could sit here all day and talk about this.
I know
I'm passionate about it. Our customers are passionate about it, and I know, Bob, I know you're passionate about it, right? I mean, you've been in the industry as long as I have. It's we're both going on 20 years plus years, and so watching these technologies come to life is amazing. Yeah,
and you guys have no gray hair. I can't see it, and I'm sitting over here just absolutely shining.
Yeah, but it looked good, Cody. Yeah. You wear it well.
It's wisdom. It's wisdom, and maybe I got some more wisdom today after this talk. So we'll close up. Thank you guys both for being here. A little inside session. Glad to talk about this new product. If this episode is out, the product is likely available, right? So we will have links and to the product page and whatnot, so you can check it out there. We'll also put contact information for both Bob and Anthony as well to reach out if you have questions about the product, the path forward, integrating it into your next design, right? So with that, we can kind of close up today. Thank you guys both for being here and appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob. We really appreciate Semtech and having you here today.